Okay, we're going to change the oil on the Briggs & Stratton 20 kilowatt generator. We're going to do it now because the engine's hot. We were testing it out before with the two air conditioners, and it looks like it will run both air conditioners, which is great, good news. It seems to be getting enough fuel. I think it's because also the air conditioners are very fuel efficient. What you want to do is, with the engine still warm, you want to take this is the oil drainage, you put the one over that, the outer bolt, another one on the inner bolt, and you turn. And, that's pretty tight. Oh, and, it's pretty tight. Take this off. You open this up. You need a good container, and let it drain. Now, it holds about 78 to 80 ounces of oil, so I guess it'll take some time. Put it like that. The oil is still warm. That's good. Oil, pretty clean. I think it had about 60 hours on it. It's the first oil change, so it's important. When I spoke to them on the phone, they said you can do it between 5 and 50 hours. It should be done. This is about 60 hours, so it is what it is. All right, we'll let that drain out. And while we're going to do that, we have our oil ready. A mix. I got Briggs & Stratton synthetic 5W30. Another Briggs & Stratton that's 64, 32 ounces each quart. 64 ounces. I need another 16 ounces. Okay, I need half of this. Oh, I can measure it. If I can see it. Alright. I can see when it's 16, that should be it. That's the most I want to pour in. Okay. Let's see if this is coming out. Oops. Yep. Coming out. Hold on. While it's draining, we'll just clean up a little bit. Always good to have your workplace clean. I was never taught that, but it makes sense to me. Let's just clean this out a little bit. Gets a lot of dust being out here. I mean, oops, you don't want to get dust on the filter. This is just an extra plug. When I replaced when I put in the hot, the oil heater, you basically take out this bolt, which is like basically welded in to where it belongs on the opposite side. You really can't see it. You have to remove this, and then you screw in the heater. It's the 6030A kit, 6030 Alpha kit. And that keeps the oil warm whenever the temperature falls below 32 degrees. It's thermostatically actuated. And what that does is it makes it much easier for it to start. You know, you don't want the oil being thick, and I've seen it thick in the cold. You don't want the starter, which is, where's the starter? I don't see it. I think it's on the other side. You don't want that working like a dog to try to turn the engine when the oil is cold. And jelly. So it keeps it warm, keeps the oil flowing, and that's good for the engine. And what's good for the engine is good for you. If you want your equipment to be there for you when you need it, you really have to take good care of it. It needs it. Alright, let's see. Still draining. Feels like a lot of oil. Yeah, let's take a look. Is that it? Wish I had another cup. Let me take a look. Let me get a cup. Oops. Let's take a look. No. Let's see if it's still draining. I always thought it's good to let it drain, get it all out. Otherwise you're replacing it with the same old, leaving some of the same old oil in. That can't be good. Pretty good. This is probably the low oil sensor. See a sensor where the oil is? Probably a low oil sensor, I guess. What is this? Unless that's what this is. Not sure. There's another sensor over here. Huh. Maybe this is the low oil sensor. And the other one might be a temperature sensor. One or the other. This looks like a temperature sensor, actually. Looks like those cheap button ones that you buy. In fact, I think that's what it is. A little button one. You can get them on eBay for like 99 cents. Costs more to ship it from China. But in any event, this is a thermostatic sensor, I can see. This is probably the low oil level. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Still dripping. Huh. Let it go. Who wants to drip? Let it go. Let's see where we get the oil. There's a yellow cap up here. What I'll do is, I have some fresh oil. Here, this one's open. I'll just pour some in, just to let it drain out. Maybe it'll help push out the old oil. You want to make sure that your siphon is clean. Actually, it's your funnel. You want to make sure the funnel's clean. Put it in. Just pour some fresh oil in a little bit. I know it's a waste, but maybe it'll push out some of the old stuff. Let it drain out. Let's see what's happening. Alright. Okay, it looks like that's about it. I don't see much draining. A little bit. So while that's draining, we'll let it drain a little more. And we'll work on the oil filter. In the meantime, you want to cover everything up. Grab the oil filter and turn it if you can. I think I need a wrench. Alright, while that's draining, let me get a wrench. Okay, we're back. I don't know. This is the only thing I could find. Every damn thing that Briggs puts on is so tight. This won't work. I don't think so. Put on everything so damn tight. You can't. It's ridiculous. You can't reach this. That's the problem. Can't turn it. Whew. How are you supposed to do this? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Let me see. Oh, I felt it turn. Let's do a little more. They must have robots put these things on. It says oil gasket hand tighten only. I don't know whose hands are tightening them at the factory, but I'll tell you, must be strong hands. Oops. Usually, if you have a newspaper, that's helpful also. Let me see if I can locate something. And if you can cover the wiring, that's a lot smarter also. Okay. It's pretty good. Okay, so we got that off. Hand tighten only, huh? Actually did that at the Briggs factory. Okay, now the first oil change is very important because there are a lot of microparticles that when the engine is grinding against itself for the first time, when it first rubs against itself. So it's important to do that first oil change. What you do is you take your new filter, you give a quick kiss, gets the, you can also take a little oil. You want to oil the top of the filter. It's very important. And put that on. And as it says, hand tighten only. Oil gasket. 1, oil gasket. Should oil it. 2, hand tighten only. And 3, check for leaks. Drink. It's a little oily. And then hand tighten it. Believe me, they're not hand tightening it at the factory. They got some hydraulic machine to twist it. That's about as tight as I can hand tighten it. And these things are under low pressure. They don't need much pressure to hold in the oil. Of course, we got oil on the wires. Never a good thing. Let's dry it all up. This. There's the cap. Capped it up. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of the oil. Oily grossness. Put this back on. I don't know what this blue stuff is. A sealant? Looks like it goes around here. I don't know. Nope, I don't know what that is. No, I know what the blue stuff is. The blue stuff is the soap from the Downy bottle that I was using. Let's get the rest of it out. That's not a good thing, but alright. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's just clean it out. Oh, dust there. Looks clean, looks good. Put this back in. Okay, close it up. Let's get it, dry it up. Tighten it up. Again, it doesn't have to be the tightest thing in the world. The oil pressure is at low pressure. Okay, that's good. Done. Let's clean up. Take this away. And now let's start refilling it with oil. Now it says that it uses between 78 and 80 ounces of oil. Each quart is 32 ounces. So, 1 quart. 32 ounces, nice fresh oil. Another 32 ounces. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to give you guys a better view up here. Can you see? Yep. Okay. Okay. This is 64 ounce. Another 32 ounces makes it 64 ounces. Now the third one is trickier because it says we need between 78 and 80 ounces. Means there are 32 ounces. I have to leave, all right, at least 16 ounces in here. 16, 17 ounces. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So let's be careful not to overfill it, which is no good either. Need about 16 ounces. And I can see we're at, nope, more. Now the oil is really the lifeblood of your engine. If you really want it to last, this is the one thing that can make your generator last more than really anything else. Just changing the oil. Okay, it's about like a drop more. Actually, let's just take, oh, sorry about that. Let's go see. Check it out. Looks like we have more than enough. And by the way, before you change the oil, the thing you want to do is you want to shut off the power to the generator. You want to, in other words, you want to hit this fuse off, you want to hit the off button on it, and you want to even pull out the fuse. Because you don't want it with, for instance, the power goes out while you're changing the oil and damages your engine. That looks fine, it looks full. Alright. I don't know. Even though it looks like we only have 64, 36, 33. I don't know. It looks like we have less than 76 ounces. It looks full. I'll go by what this says. 64, 80. We're putting about 78 ounces in here. So that should be right. Okay. Pull that out. Put the plug back in. And we're done. The only other thing we'll do next is, at some point I want to change the spark plugs, put in platinum plugs. I don't know where that goes. Here. Okay. Okay. We're done.